Okay guys, so let's talk about scale for a moment, right? So if this is, more or less a cube, right? More or less. I mean, it's a little bit smaller than that. It's like 180 centimeters or something. It's like an average guy, right? Maybe something like this, right? But let's say that, we're gonna increase the scale of this truck. Therefore, we're gonna decrease the scale of a human. And let's say the scale is gonna be like this, okay? So this truck is gonna be pretty fucking, insane. Now, we need some doors in here, right? So what I was thinking is that this truck is gonna move the wheels to the sides, and the truck is gonna lower down, and the chassis, and it's gonna be like a side doors, like into a Lambo or something. So kind of like opening up and down, and the bottom's gonna be with stairs, right? We're not gonna be modeling this, but I'm just saying. So we could go with a cut like this, right? Or let me see this. Yeah, cut like this here and here, and here and here, sort of, right? And then we could bevel this, but we don't really have to. So could be just angled and simply slice, right? Okay. And let's recall this cutter, okay? And let's grab these 2 points and let's just bring them up here, okay? So let's press G and move them up somewhere here, alright? Okay, so this would be the opening, right? And this would open up and down. So now if this is gonna open up and down, right, meaning it cannot go through the entire length, or I mean width of the car, or the truck, or whatever it is. So let's simply slice it in here on top, right? This, right? And then we can just, basically model this. So let's grab an angle and, go close to this design here. And we can mirror to the other side. And the bottom, you see, now got skewed. So we need to rotate it a bit. Not this one, the other one. So that's the one. And rotate it like this, okay? So make it bigger and rotate it, and make sure that the bottom is fine. So kind of like this, and top, how we're looking okay. We could just rotate it a bit this way, it's fine. All right, so there you go. And now let's let's apply this, okay? So operations smart apply, right? Now let's grab this cutter and let's actually bevel these. So let's see, we're gonna bevel these, all right, a little bit like that, and see if this is better or not. I don't think so. I think we just have to chamfer them, just chamfer them like that. There you go. And then we're going to slice this door in half, but after we're gonna actually cut it out. So the door opens up and down. In fact, you know what, I mean, it could be a little bit deeper, so GX, maybe somewhere here, all right? Somewhere here, like this, right? And the top opens and the bottom opens, and someone pops in, and this would do, right? I think this bottom could be a little bit less crazy, so maybe somewhere here. There you go. All right, so something like this, right? And we could sharpen this and sharpen this. Now grab this one, and we literally need to split it in half. So draw a line here and draw a line here, and just rip it. So V, and rip it into 2 bits. So Control L and split it into its own, and simply close a face here. So face, probably run some edge in here, and the same here, so close it, like this, FF, and you're done. And just, you know, mark sharp. In fact, we could mark sharp the whole thing, so there you go. And you got, you know, top and bottom opening, and this is pretty cool actually. This is pretty cool, I like it. So what's going on in here? Bonanza. Let's fix this Bonanza here. So boom, done, right? Gucci. Now this is, I like this one. It's look kind of sci-fi, I like it. So now the opening, perfect, good. Now the front, right? The front could be, you know, could be like this, for example, or could be like this, for example. This would look interesting, right? So sharp and peachy, and the same here. We could do, you know, similar thing. Just slice it, and you got top and bottom, right? Okay, and the truck is kind of coming into parts. Although the back will be a little bit different. In fact, maybe we could do something like this. Let's see this. I'm not sure about this straight line here, so let me grab the box and, you know, do something like this. And let's simply chamfer these, right? And we could just create some kind of like vents or whatnot. Yeah. In fact, this could be deeper. Yeah. And then we can create some vents in here. Yeah, this could be interesting. Alright, let's do this one. So, sharpen and sharpen, right? So now let's see this. How we looking? We're looking pretty good. Let's see this. So we could recover these cutters here, these ones, right? That's the one. There we go. And Shift D and make it smaller, you see, and narrower, right? There you go. And then slash it. So booleans slash, right? And move it up so it's not so deep. And Shift 2, perfect. We got these shapes in here, which is interesting. So sharpen this and sharpen this, and this one now could be, you know, elevated or simply changed into a vent like this. Sharpen this, and something is piercing through. What is it? Ah, these guys. Not a problem, slash it. And now we can grab the inner part here. So, you know, grab this, right? And sort of and Shift D and P and selection, and then we can actually create something out of it. So let's see if it's gonna be possible. Create a face here, and let's just close it, right? And then we're going to simply slash it from here like this, right? And slash it in the back. There you go. And we got these vents going, or lights. Actually, this could be lights, not vents. Even cooler. So sharpen this, and, you know, let's scale it. I mean, scale it like that, and then scale it even more, and GZ, and drop it down, and there you go. You got these lights kind of coming into the truck chassis. Cool. These are a bit angular, but it's cool. I think we could, you know, and drop some. I think this is not mirrored yet. Let me see this. I don't think this is mirrored yet. So, you know, this whole part on the top could be openable, as in, you know, this could just lift up and open for the engine maintenance, right? So this could be like hinges in here or something. We can fix it later, so could be interesting. Now, what the hell is going on here? It's probably issue on the other side because it's mirrored. So all we need to do is remove this and we Gucci. Now, well, let's cut it like this here. So let's cut it and then boolean it, and bevel it, sorry, and slice it through, and then T, and apply this, and it should be fine. Let's make it a bit smaller, so, you know, just make it smaller, and let's go to solidify and make it just, you know, less crazy, right? And sharpen. This should do. It's cool. We got the lights. The bottom, you know, the bottom part here should be also more interesting. So what we could do is cut some kind of a, I don't know, skid plate or whatever. So that's not what I wanted to do. Moment time. Or in fact, we could just do it with a decal. So what we could do is, we got the chamfer going on in here, right? So let's maybe mark this sharp first. In fact, you know what? That's cool. That's cool. We need a sharp in here as well, by the way. This doesn't have to be here at all, and this should be sharpened. And this one as well. All these marked sharps are important, remember, because we are running bevel weight. So if they're not running, you're not beveling, okay? So it's important to have them, right? Okay, that's pretty cool. And now we could, you know, start, let me see this, start defining this. Now, sharpen this. What's the shading issue in here going on? This looks like a flip normals. So we're gonna select everything. You see these edges here? That's flip normals. I'm pretty sure it is. So flip, boom, sorted. And that's here probably an edge too close, or maybe bevel too crazy or something, or both. What on earth is going on here? It still looks like flip normals. Press 3 to clean it with machine and you're done. That's why we use add-ons, right? Bevel here because reasons. Perfect. And now let me see, go to the top. Still have some problems here, so let me see this. With this one, right? Not this one. Where is it? Is it this one or... this one is fine. 3 with machine to clean it. Also, these are really close, so just combine them. I mean, no one's gonna see them, but it's just gonna annoy me. This one, right? There we go. This is kind of weird. So let's sharpen this and weighted normals. And let's see this, because there's a lot of shading issues in here, okay? First of all, this one, sharp, and this one, don't think we need it. And we don't need this one either. This is fine. That's a little bit, I don't know if this is okay. I think this is okay. Not that's clean shading, that's good. We don't need to do anything in here because really, you know, we can just drop the bevel a little bit. Make it less crazy, right? That's cool. We're gonna be running chamfers everywhere anyway, so doesn't matter. Cool. So we got the lights on top, lights on the bottom. We could create some kind of cuts in here for the vents, you know. I'm really tempted to do it. So go to front view and Alt Q and not Shift. I think it's a Alt. Yeah, Alt and scroll. And we're going to cut this one with a box. All right. And see what we're gonna get. So recall this cutter. Not this one. That's the one. And let's start playing with it a little bit, okay? So my idea here is to create some kind of vents. They could be, you know, sort of diagonal like this, all right? maybe a bit more narrow, and also definitely more angled, so they actually fall into the geo, and thicker, you know, here, right? So this kind of thing, you know, very aggressive sort of vents going in. I don't really know how this is gonna play with this geo here like this, yeah, so see what I mean? The only problem now, this is actually, let's reset the rotation. Oh, this is buggered. Okay, I'll tell you what, we're gonna cut it from here, okay, from side. So select this and do something like this. Nope, this one, come on. There we go, cut it like that and rotate it so it aligns with the top edge. Okay, this is important, right? This is way too, you know, insane, so make it less insane. And now we're gonna rotate it on Z, so it kind of flips outside, and scale it on Y. There we go. Now it goes to all the way to the door, and it's that's pretty cool actually. So we don't want it to go all the way to the door, but we want it to go almost all the way to the door. Somewhere here, there you go. Let's define this one to something like this. And let's simply array this downwards, okay? So X, and doesn't want to array it downwards, fine. Alt A and, Control A and apply rotation, and then Q and array, and then X, and it should be arraying, no problem now. There you go. And make it 3, I think 3 is fine. And make maybe quite close to one another, something like this. This should look pretty cool. So sharpen this one, and there you go. Yeah, you got those sportsy lines on both sides, kind of like vents, you know, vent indentations or whatnot. So let's bring this cutter up and select this one and Boolean's knife, and then hide the cutters, and then we can actually select these and scale them in and extrude them on Y. On Y, not on Y, on X, there you go, and scale them in, and you got those vents inside. The only problem is that we need to move them properly, so E and Y, okay, and then move them up here, and then move them in, so GX, and move them inside, there you go, and then scale them, right, and then sharpen, boom, now you're talking. And then what we're gonna do is remove the edges from here, because we really don't need them. They're gonna mess up with the shading, so just remove them, right, and you got yourself really nice vents in here, which look pretty cool. So let's drop the bevel a little bit here, because it's insane. And there's some problem here, which we can solve by merging these two together. There we go. And everything is peachy. Alright, so that's that. Well guys, I think that would be enough for this part. And, you know, this is a general blockout. Still working on the blockout and on the mid details. And, you know, we got some pulls in here, you see. I wonder if weighted normals would fix it. No, it wouldn't. Fine, let's see what we can do here, because this is gonna be pulling geo, right? So what we need here is we need a supporting edge across this. That's one, right? This is gonna fix a lot of problems. We need another line, okay, supporting this here, okay, going all the way down, right? That's that. And we also need to mark these sharp, and this should flex everything, okay? So now everything should be peachy. All right, and then we can, you know, basically copy this symmetrize it to the other side, and everything should be fine. All right, cool. I think we're looking pretty dope. We can remove this, you know, this figuring later, but I'll just keep it for the time being. These cutters, you know, they should be in cutters, yeah. There we go. And this one as well. Because you want to keep your scene clean, otherwise you're gonna get confused with junk, you know. And junk can cause you thinking that you got shading issues, whereas where in fact you don't really have any shading issues. Catch you in the next video.